Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Bakersfield College Renegade Virtual Fitness. In case you got caught Kelsey, get us through this Friday, closing out our week.
Welcome to the position, whether you want to sit on the knees or even be in your sitting in your lotus pose. And just take a moment to align your spine, the neck, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, coming to a normal breath. Up. One time. And exhale, putting the hands down. Now let's go ahead and bringing your left hand onto the right knee, bringing the right hand right behind you, and gently inhale and twist, gently looking back at the right shoulder. Taking a few breaths, inhaling, and on your exhale, gently twist. Slowly coming back to center and bringing the right hand on the left knee, bringing the left hand behind you, inhaling, and gently twisting, warming up the spine. Maybe you feel little cracks and pops, and that's okay. Just releasing any tightness or tension. And just go ahead and switch over to the opposite side. One more time, switching over to the left. Keeping lengthening in the spine, making sure you're not putting any stress on the neck, but just gently looking over the left. As you inhale and exhale. Stretching out, interlacing the fingers. Slowly coming to the right. Keeping the sit bones grounded onto the floor. Feeling that stretch all onto the left side. Exhale, coming back to center. And leaning over to the left. Maybe even gazing up over to the sky. Coming to center. And right hand on the ground of your mat and flipping over the left hand, touching opposite sides, bringing the left hand down and floating over the right hand. And coming back to your center. Now uncrossing the legs and making sure that the hands and the knees are grounded, making sure the toes are nice and untucked, and taking you inhale, arch in the back, gazing up. Exhale, inhale, and exhale, rounding the spine, tucking in the navel. Go ahead and do that about 3 more times on your, just warming up the spine, the digestive system, warming up the shoulders, stretching out the lower back as well, creating that space and fluidity for your practice. And on your inhale, go ahead and come back to center. Now making sure that the knees are nice and grounded, go ahead and lift the right hand up forward. Stretching out, gazing as much as you can, keeping the hips nice and squared, balanced, engaging the core, bringing the navel as close to the spine as much as possible. Taking a few breaths. Inhale and exhale. On your inhale, go ahead and bring the knee and elbow close together. Exhale, extend out. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, extending out. Go ahead and do that 2 more times. Last one. Rounding the spine, extending out, coming back to neutral, and opposite side, bringing out the right hand, extending out your left, flexing the foot. And slouching, go ahead and engage your hand. Go ahead and bring that knee to elbow. Exhale, extend out. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, extend out. Beautiful. Go ahead 2 more times. And coming back to neutral. Now go ahead, spread out the fingertips. Now I want you to go ahead and bring the inner elbows close to the body. Go ahead and tuck toes, push the hips back into your downward facing dog. Relaxing the neck, grounded. And if the heels can't touch that, that's okay. Maybe even bend the knees and the hips, pedaling everything out, stretching out the calves. Maybe you want to stay here, maybe even sway the hips from side to side, whatever feels comfortable for you, letting go any tension that you're feeling. Grounding yourself a little bit deeper as you inhale and exhale out. Setting your intentions for today, for your mat, for your practice. Maybe it's letting go of any stress and worries. To bring back some joy into the day. Or maybe you just need to day. On your last exhale, go ahead and gaze forward, bending the knees, walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and creating space in between the feet. And we're just gonna stay a little bit longer here in our forward fold. Maybe even bend the knees if it feels comfortable for you. Maybe grabbing opposite elbow and swaying from side to side. Taking a little bit of a deeper inhale and exhaling out. Resting the neck. Maybe if you like, maybe grab around behind the calves and come in a little bit deeper, as close as possible to the knees and thighs. When you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and ground the hands back onto the mat. Placing one hand, your left, the right hand up, bending your right knee and extending the left one out as much as possible. And gazing up, gazing at the fingertips, making sure you're nice and aligned. Feeling that stretch onto the left side. Deep breaths. Beautiful. Go ahead and place your right hand back down. Now bending, extending out the knee and sweeping the left hand through the glute muscles and even opening up the shoulder here. Now make sure you're not swaying all the way back, but just align to your humerus bone. Don't forget to breathe, inhaling and exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead and place your hand back onto the mat. Sweeping the hands back up to the sky. Hands heart center, Samasasiti. We'll go ahead and take water and we'll meet at the top of our mat. Into our sun salutation, the sky, slight back bend into your mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping the right leg back, gently dropping the right knee, laying out the toes nice and flat, shining the heart to the sky on your fingertips, grounding the hands back down, lifting, gently tucking the toes up, gently lifting the right knee. Bring your your left foot back, and slowly option of going into your Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, chest, either coming up to your or taking upright dog, pushing back into your downward facing dog. The hands, dropping the right knee and the feet down, shining the heart one more time. Tucking the toes, gently lifting that right knee, bringing it back to meet the left. Inhale, sweeping up to the sky. Slight back bend, hands to heart center, Samasasiti. Go ahead, sweep the hands one more time. Into your slight back bend, just gently. Or fold. Now bring the right, bring your right, left foot back. Gently bringing the left knee down, keeping the toes nice and your heart. And exhale to foot back. Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, chest to chin, either cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing back into your downward facing dog. Sweeping the right foot up to the sky, floating it in between the hands, dropping the left knee, toes shining hard. Meet the right into your standing fold, sweeping the hands back up. The heart turn. Exhale, forward fold back. Gently dropping the right knee, laying the toes flat, shining your heart. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Tuck the toes, gently lift the knee. Left foot meets the right. Take your Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Pushing back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, sweeping the left foot up, gently floating in between the hands. Again, dropping right knee down, shining your heart to the sky. The toes, the right knee, bringing it to meet the left. To your hands to heart center. Samasasiti. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and bringing the big toes together and creating space in between the heels. And we'll go ahead and sweep our hands up, coming into our chair pose. Tucking the tailbone in, engaging the belly button, pushing the navel close to the spine, sending all your energy out through the fingertips, keeping the chest nice and lifted. Now go ahead and bring the hands together into your heart center and come in a little bit deeper into your chair pose. Inhale, and on your exhale, go ahead and take your left elbow and gently twist. Gaze And the knees nice and straight. Extending the hands out, opening the shoulder. Your exhale, go ahead and come back, bring the hands together. Blowing the hands up to the sky. Hands back to heart center. Down. And knees together, big toes, tucking their elbow in, right elbow to the left knee, gazing over our left shoulder. Feeling the quads burning just a little bit, that's okay. Strengthening the legs. And option to extend, open the arms. Few breaths here. Find stability, find strength in this pose. And exhale, bringing the hands back to heart. Coming back to center. Standing up. Up. Now crossing the left foot behind position, extending yourself out, and just slowly roll yourself back down onto your mat. We'll practice here a few leg lifts, keeping the hands to the side, extending right leg up, lifting up, OT toes. And now go ahead and a slow motion, go ahead and bring that right foot down very gently as if you're trying to push it down through honey. Coming back to your mat very slowly. Feel the quads shaking just a little. One. Go ahead and all the way gently and slowly into your L-shaped form. Now go ahead and lower the left leg. Again, nice and slow. Slide through honey. Now once your left leg comes back grounded onto your mat, go ahead and bring the legs together. On back. Nice. Extending the legs. Now, if you can, this is where if you can extend all the way up, maybe extending the toes out all the way up, engaging the thighs, and slowly come back down. Both legs making their way through honey, coming back down, grounding onto the mat, nice and slow. And once your palm face to the sky, letting the practice today. Maybe coming back to your regular breath. Maybe you're feeling different sensations in the body than you did in the beginning of the practice. Go ahead and add some movement back into the fingertips, back into the toes, maybe twisting counterclockwise of the joints in opposite directions. Now we'll come into our first plow pose. So keeping the legs and knees, keeping the knees nice and folded. Now we'll go ahead, and if you haven't done plow pose before, just go ahead and be mindful of the back bend that we will be doing and your shoulders. So for your plow pose, go ahead and bring the legs all the way straight up into your L-shaped form. Now, if any ladies are on their moon cycle, it's best to keep the legs right here in this position. And if not, if you like to challenge yourself, are nice and grounded to you. And we're just going to push up, holding onto the back of our plow pose, extending toes all the way up, our neck in this position, strength and stability. Now slowly bending from the hips, extend close to the nose, engaging the thighs, and keeping the hands onto the back of our hips, and maybe even walk the elbows. A few breaths here. This position is great for opening the heart and throat chakra. Sending the legs out, keeping the feet nice. Touch the toes. And with your L shape, one vertebra at a time, gently. And feel you're sitting onto your mat. The knee, bring it down, extend the legs out. To one side, pushing yourself back up. A few breaths in the back. Exhale, round. And exhale, rounding the spine. Go ahead and cross your feet. Bring the hands in front of you and come back into your tabletop position. And we're going to push the hips back into our child's pose. Maybe even option of opening the knees and grounding yourself a little bit deeper into your mat. Forehead coming down, grounding onto your mat, fingers spread apart. Inhale and exhale, release and let go. Taking this moment to come back to your intentions, challenging yourself today, finding space, making sure the forearms are. I'll go ahead and walk your hands back up, and we'll come back standing onto the top of our mat and making sure the feet and toes are nice and spread apart onto the outskirts of our mat. And coming into your Malasana pose, squatting down, using the elbows to push the knees. Maybe even having the hands at heart center, finding length in the spine. Maybe even stretching, swaying from side to side if that feels comfortable for you. And crow pose. The hands onto the mat. Now bringing the toes facing to the hands, bending the knees, bending. Now keeping the chest onto the thighs. And from here, you can go ahead and play around, see what's comfortable for you. Nice and bent. We're going to go ahead and bring the knee as close as possible to onto the tricep. You want to go and picking from in here into the tricep. And maybe it's just in this position, or maybe testing out your balance and see if you can pick up both knees at a time into the tricep and extending the arms out as much as possible. And coming back down gently. And from here, we'll go ahead and bring our hands back down. And that's always a fun practice to challenge your balance. It takes some time to come into those arm balancing. Now go ahead and roll yourself back down. The knees from side to side. Stretching out muscles that we haven't stretched out in a while. From side to side, massaging the lower back and rocking yourself up to come back into your center. Bringing these back into your tabletop position and come back into your downward facing dog. Now go ahead and walk your dog a little, pedaling out, feeling it in the calves a little bit more. Feel how different maybe your body feels. Maybe you can ground a little bit deeper this time into your in the neck. So the big toes. Let's stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Sweeping the right foot up, all the way up to the sky, and bending the knee, bringing your right knee to the wrist, foot to the left wrist, and coming into your pigeon posture. Now, if it feels comfortable, go ahead and keep the toes flexed and extend out, having the left leg hovering, and maybe even shifting a little bit forward, coming back. And maybe you might feel it right here in the piriformis muscle and the glutes and the hips. And when you're ready, gently bend the left knee and flatten out the toes. And when you're ready, go ahead and come to your forearms. Make yourself a little pillow. And feeling out and stretching. Right hip flexor of the body. Inhale and exhale, come in a little bit deeper, get yourself into your mat. Remember, you always have the option of bringing a pillow or a block and tucking it right here on the right side for stability or support if needed. If this feels comfortable for you, or if you feel that you needed to release this kind of tension in the body, go ahead and stay here for a little bit longer. Feeling that stretch get a little bit deeper with every breath. Beautiful. Go ahead and coming back nice and gently. Coming from the forearms and grounding the hands onto the mat. Maybe even lift the heart shining forward. Tuck the toes. Knee from your mat, dot. Sweeping the left foot up to the sky, and bending the left knee, floating it over, bringing the left knee to the left wrist, right foot to your left foot to the right wrist. And again, either having the toes nice and tucked and keeping it hover to prepare yourself for this posture. And when you're ready, maybe shifting forward and back, bringing the right knee gently to the ground of your mat and coming into your pigeon posture. Maybe this feels comfortable for you, or maybe you want to go ahead and come back onto the forearms and feeling out and stretching out onto this side. Whatever feels comfortable for you in this moment. Remember to keep the left foot nice and flexed, toes pointing up. Maybe one side feels a little bit tighter than the other. Deep breaths, inhale and exhale. Coming a little bit deeper. Melt onto your mat, melt onto your thigh. Bring yourself a little bit closer with every breath. Beautiful. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and coming from your forearms back to the palms of your mat. Maybe even shining the heart here. Shining the throat to the sky, gazing up forward, tucking the toes, gently lifting the right knee up, and gently sweeping over the left foot into your plank position, and pushing back into your downward facing dog. Maybe walk your dog a little bit more here, or just stay here and feel a little bit more grounding. And we try to bring the heels as much as possible. Deep breaths, inhale and exhale, pushing the hips back up to the sky. And when you're ready, bending the knees, maybe walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the hands up to the sky. Slight back bend into your mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe grabbing the opposite side of the elbows and rocking from side to side. Maybe even grabbing behind the calves and coming in here a little bit more, stretching out the hips. Stretching out the thighs, the hamstrings. Let go and relax any tension in the neck that you're holding. Inhale and exhale. Gently bringing the hands back onto the mat, onto the fingertips, halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the hands back up to the sky. And gently bringing the hands back down. Coming back onto the grounds of your mat. Extending out. Now bringing the hands a little away from, or extend the leg out. challenge. Maybe just a little bit, forcing the hips up, first plank. Now gazing forward, lift, keeping the feet nice and extended out. Go ahead and bring your right leg and tucking in the sole of your right foot in. Exhale, sweeping the hands back up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold, coming to the toes. Grounding yourself a little bit deeper, stretching out, bringing the nose to the knees. And one. Gently walking the hands back up and bringing out the right foot and bringing in the left. Tucking it in, sweeping the hands back up one more time. And exhale, forward fold. Bringing the nose to the knee a little bit more, coming in a little bit deeper into your stretch. Coming a little bit deeper with every breath. For 3, 2, and 1. Gently walking the hands back up. Sending the feet out. Now coming and bending the knees. Coming into our boat posture. Lifting one knee up. And whenever you're ready, coming up and lifting the other. Now you can either have your hands right behind you for support or extend the hands out if you want to challenge yourself. Lengthening the spine, engaging the core. Breathe in and exhale out, holding it here. If you really want to challenge yourself even more, extend the legs out. Feeling that shakiness, the core engaging. Bending the knees, coming back. Gently coming back down. And slowly rolling one vertebrae at a time back onto your mat. Now bring the knees a little bit closer. Hugging. Bring them closer to the stomach. Rolling from side to side one more time, massaging the lower back. Now shifting over to the right. Arm out. Your supine twist. Keep it. And exhale. And shifting over to the left, to your right. And when you're ready, go ahead and come. Then spreading apart, down, opening with your 2 peace fingers onto the big toes and rocking from side to side here. Maybe feel some tightness and tension in the lower back. You just want to massage it out. Beautiful. Whenever you're ready, going a little bit deeper. Once you feel comfortable, go ahead and bring the knees back together, feet coming back, grounding onto the mat. Extending one leg out and the other. Bringing the hands back down to your mat. And gently lift the left leg about an inch or two. And go ahead and squeeze and engage all the muscles. Maybe curling the toes, engaging the quads and the hamstrings. And on your inhale and exhale, go ahead and let go and drop that left leg down. Let it relax wherever it falls. And now with the right leg, go ahead and lifting it up 1 inch or two, curling the toes, squeezing the thighs. And on your exhale, go ahead and let go, let it drop, and let it relax. With both hands, go ahead and create a fist, squeezing the extenders, the biceps, engaging the triceps. Exhale and let the palms open up and relax wherever they fall. Squeezing the back of the shoulder blades. Inhaling and exhale, let go and release the shoulder blades. Let it relax and ground into your mat. Now making a face of a sour lemon. Pulling up the nose. Relax and let go. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the tongue. Relaxing the neck. Coming back to your regular breath. Into your final Shavasana posture. Inhale and gently exhale. Relaxing the body away from stress, away from tension. And welcoming compassion, relaxation, maybe some energy flow. Let go and ground yourself into your mat. Let go of any tension holding into the legs, into the shoulders. See the colors floating behind the eyelids. Bring some creativity in your weekend. Passion. Bring in some energy that's been holding you back. Breathe in and exhale. Bringing back some movement into the toes. Bringing back movement into the fingertips. Maybe rolling the joints. Maybe clockwise or counterclockwise, whatever feels comfortable for you. From one side, help you. Coming back into your seated, either lotus or onto the knees. Inhale, sweeping the hands back up to the sky. Interlace fingers. And exhale, let go. Let the hands fall wherever they feel comfortable. Maybe rolling the shoulders back. Thank you so much for coming into this practice, whether you challenge yourself or brought a good flow of energy, maybe relaxation, sending you love and light into your weekend. Namaste.
Strong for you. Please